Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to BVI Pilots. I am your host, John. Glad to be here once again, as always. And, of course, we have a guest with us on the show today, Mr. Brandon. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, just gearing up for the excitement of tomorrow. As you all know, some of you might not know, we're launching a astronaut crew again for the first time in 11 years, and I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm very excited about that. I was kind of down when they, we're all, me and Brandon, all of us, we're all sitting around, we're watching the weather, and it's like, we're starting to see a little sunshine break into the clouds, and we're like, okay, it's gonna be good. Then all of a sudden, this other cloud comes in. It's at like 2,000 feet or something.
Right at 16 minutes.
Yeah, right at the time, and I guess the deal is with doing a launch is, it's got to be that exact moment on takeoff. People are like, well, why didn't they just wait another 5 minutes? They can't. 5 minutes could delay an hour, 2 hours of catching up. It could be enough to where there's not enough fuel or not enough. There's a lot of math involved, people. So we got to understand that when we take off, we're launching to where we're going to be coming up behind the space station.
Well, and they're launching to the northeast too, so that makes a huge difference as well.
Yeah. So
launch window.
It's interesting because the launching is technically the way that they launch with the numbers, the angle and all that is always going to be the same. You can't just launch up out of Earth without being at the right angle and all that because of the atmosphere, all this stuff. Just like coming back in, you try to come back in at the wrong angle, you're not coming in.
You're gonna burn up or bounce off.
Yeah, I wonder what the bounce would be like.
I don't know, Alexa. Stop. I will be right back. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you're good. I'll go into details of what we're gonna be talking about, and
okay.
And then you can catch up with
Alexa,
us.
Stop.
So, anyways, guys, it's interesting when you look at all that stuff. You'll be able to keep up with the launch tomorrow. You can listen to Brandon's stream. He will be hosting it. So Twitch, twitch.tv/Armstrong. Let's ask him the numbers. I think it's 45, or I believe. We'll ask him when he gets back, so I'll correct that here in a minute. But I wanted to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about technology with all of us as BVI pilots, the technology that we have, the technology that allows us to do what we do, and I want to talk about future technology. What can we do, or what would be nice to have if someone was able to do it, and then obviously people can watch this video and maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be a developer that watches and says, you know what, I can do that. That's not too difficult. I do want to give a lot of credit to Jason over at bvipilots.net. He's a developer that his heart is in it 100%. So
yep.
Brandon's with us. Let me go back to the question. Let me go back to correct this.
Hold on just a second. My drink is arriving. I'll be right back once again. I do apologize.
Oh, okay.
It won't take me long.
We'll catch him again here in a minute then. But you can go check out bvipilots.net. That is the site that the developer owns, and he created a wonderful program called Talking Flight Monitor, and it allows us to really do a lot of different things. I'm going to show you an example of Talking Flight Monitor by itself. So let's run this. I just want you to see what it looks like to give you an idea of what it is. Okay, so I've got it maximized. Now, I don't know visually for you guys what you might see or not see on this window, but hear this where it says read only edit. This is where we can get all of our information that the sim's getting. So anything that the sim is, sending out, it will come here as well, and we can read it. However, we can also tab, and we've got our heading. So we can set our heading, we can set our altitude, we can set our speed, we can set our Mach, our vertical speed, transponder, the altimeter inches, COM 1, COM 2, and then back to the top.
I do apologize, I'm back.
No problem. I'm going over the program that Jason created, the Talking Flight Monitor, and I'm showing them. And I don't know if you can. Well, you probably can't hear that. It's just JAWS, so you're not going to hear that. Anyways,
No.
Honestly, if you had if you knew where to go and when to change your headings and stuff, you technically could fly with only TFM. Because TFM, you can change your heading, your altitude, your speed, your Mach, and then there's some very important factors of flying. So, if I was in Louisville and I wanted to head toward Indiana, I would fly at a heading
Open DoorDash
for north, which would be pretty much 0, I believe, right?
Yep.
0 would be north. That would take me into Indiana. If I knew specifically where, by headings, if I had it laid out in front of me, okay, you do this heading for this far, then you change your heading to this. We should try that sometime, Brandon.
I agree.
Some guinea pigging and see, what we can actually do. I bet I could look it up to get the headings for flying from one spot to another.
Yeah.
I bet I could. If you got them headings, it'll tell you maybe how long you could fly that heading.
Oh, I know.
And, I'm not perfect with the numbers when it comes to heading.
Watered down.
The headings, I understand that 0 is north, 150 would be probably like, I'm guessing, I think 150 would be about east, due east.
I believe so, yes.
South would be probably 250, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think that's right. I'll look it up. I'll get the numbers. We'll do a test. And matter of fact, maybe I'll even stream doing the test. But anyways, this is the program that he created. And it used to not be this way. You used to not be able to do the tabbing like this. And, manually put in all your different, the transponder. The transponder, is that for like the runway? Brandon, what is transponder for? Could you also have COM 1 and COM 2?
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta chat with an agent real quick.
Well, while he's doing that, he's tied up over there.
No, I'm good. They messed my order up. My drink doesn't taste right.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, we'll test that out and we'll play around with it. But again, it's, Jason, I really appreciate what you've done. When this first started, you couldn't do all that stuff. You couldn't tab and all that. Now you can. Not only can you tab and do your settings, but you can also, he's made it to where you've got settings, right? And you can go into these settings, and we're going to talk about that. You can go in. You got to have a Geo username to make for this program to work. But there's all these different settings. Use SAPI for speech output. It's not checked. on my end. Enable flight following.
Yeah.
What is the flight following? What is that?
That's for basically when you have like cities and stuff around you, it'll say closest city.
Oh.
Can you please refund the $8 that I paid for this drink? Question
So
mark.
you can uncheck that where you
It
don't got
tastes
the
like it's
closest
watered
city.
down, comma.
Instrumentation,
like
you
the
can
flavor
check
at
and
all,
uncheck
period.
that. Sim messages, you can check that or uncheck it. GPW, the GPS call outs, I think it's what that is. Let me see. Yeah. Enable ILS. I guess it reads it. Announce ground speed while on ground. That's not checked. I need to check that actually.
Actually, no, you don't, because Ideal Flight can do that already.
Oh, that's right. It does. Let's uncheck that. Use metric. I don't use that. And then you got save. Close. And that's general. Now let's go over to timing. So, see, you got all these settings between announcements, between iOS announcements, back to the timing. Then you got hotkeys. And these are all the hotkeys the developer has done for us to do different things. Check this out. Command mode key is right bracket.
Yeah.
Altitude, ASL altitude. You know, he put where you press A. AGL altitude, you press
That's
G.
G.
Nearest city, C. Current heading, H. Next waypoint, W. Indicated airspeed, S. True airspeed, T. Mach, M. Repeat last SIM message, R.
Yep.
Attitude mode, left bracket. And if any of you don't know what that means, it's basically going to be a beeping sound, and it's going to be, you know, where it goes up and down in pitch to let you know when your nose is up or down.
It's a steady tone, actually.
Very helpful. Very helpful. When that goes to a higher pitch, you know that your pitch is going up. Right, Brandon?
Yes.
The higher the pitch, the higher your nose is.
Exactly.
The lower, well, you better be getting that tip up, right?
Yep.
Manual flight mode, control plus M.
Can you please refund me
So
the $8?
maybe for some reason
Drink, question mark.
you want to fly manual,
Tastes like
right? Control M.
watered down,
You can
period.
take it over, and I forgot about that.
Yeah.
A good time for manual is probably when things get kind of crazy to where it's slowing way down on you, stuff like that. You don't got time to tab through settings. Control M, grab the flight stick, grab the throttle, and take back control.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go pull my lasagna out of the
All right.
oven.
Destination info, D is in Delta. Flight director mode, control plus F. And flight director mode is kind of like a way for if you have sight, it will kind of show you what the next move is you need to make, right? Like maybe your pitch is too low, it'll indicate for you to raise it. Now we don't see that. That's the only downfall with that. We don't see these corrections that the flight director is telling us to do. And I'm pretty sure that's what that's for. So let's see. I'll ask Brandon when he gets back to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. All right. Let's move on, and hopefully I don't forget. Vertical speed. V is in Victor. V is in vertical. And that's got to do with when you're climbing. How fast are you climbing? How many feet are you climbing per minute? Right? Pretty simple stuff. Toggle trim announcements. Shift plus T. And that's going to give you information about the trim. Outside air temperature. O. Now I did want to remind you, every command that you do, you got to do the right bracket and then the letter, the command. Toggle flap announcements. Shift plus F. Toggle GPW messages. Stand by 1 second.
Okay. Did it kick me out again?
No, you're here, Brandon. No.
Okay.
Someone called and interrupted me. I was talking about the
That is correct, period.
flight director mode.
Mm-hmm.
That is a mode where visually it shows you kind of what you need to do, right? But we don't really, that don't really actually benefit us very much, does it? The director mode?
The flight director? Not unless you're, I don't think it does unless you're flying by hand.
Does it tell you what to do when you're on?
I'd have to ask someone. I'd have to, maybe Thomas would be able to clear that up for me. I'll ask him about it because I don't know much about the flight director.
Okay.
And I'll get back with you.
Now we're back down to the outside air temperature is O.
Yep.
Toggle flap announcements. That just tells you what your flap's at.
Mm-hmm.
Is that saying GPW announcements or GPWS announcements?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Is that GPS?
No, that's for the ground. That's for call-outs when you're getting close to the ground.
Oh. So Shift plus G will toggle that. So that tells you when you're getting closer to the ground?
Well, no, it's the call-outs at... It's the call-outs when you get to, 2,500 and below.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gives you the... Is that what gives you your, 2,500, 1,000?
Yes.
500?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
So if you wanted to go suicide style, you could turn that off.
You could, but I don't recommend that.
No, well, actually, if some of the planes have call-outs, so it wouldn't
some
matter.
do, but mine, for some reason, aren't working, so...
Well, that's because I designed your plane and I turned it off.
Yeah, I think you kind of broke my plane.
I didn't mean to, man. I was under that dash wiring all that shit up to make it work
I don't
good.
know what the hell you were doing, jeez.
Fuck. I'll get back under there one of these days and fix it.
See if I let you near a plane of mine again. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Damn. Mute SIM connect messages.
Yeah, those are for if you... That's basically if you don't want the SIM connect messages like the weather and stuff to read to you.
Okay.
Which I don't know why you'd want to mute that, because if you're flying on, say, VATSIM...
All them announcements are very important.
Mm-hmm.
Toggle iOS announcements, I think is what that's saying. Yeah. Shift plus I. You don't want to turn that off. Well,
no, you don't.
Let me rephrase that.
Well,
on takeoff, you can turn it off because it's going to give you, glide slope is alive. You can turn that shit off, but don't forget to turn it back on. If you're not good at remembering shit, just deal with it.
Yeah.
Toggle autopilot announcements. I'm guessing that's the announcement that tells you when you're in autopilot or when you're not.
Yes.
Okay. Wind information is I. This is very important. All this stuff is important, guys. And, again, the developer has made it to where we used to not have all these options. I promise you that.
No,
Even from
and
when
you know
I
it's so
started.
funny. All these options came about because me and a few others, John here included, we've been chatting with him and going, "Hey, wouldn't it be nice if we could add this little touch to the sim so we could do
You know, one of
things?"
the
And
cool things that
it's
I'm glad that
amazing.
we suggested that he did, we brought
Which
up
one?
about the fuel, and he did it.
Yes,
Um,
that is very, very helpful.
what's another one we asked for together? Um,
We asked for that flap announcement.
flap announcement. Yep, yep. So there's all these different things, and if you are a fresh pilot, or maybe you're debating on doing it, and you're visually impaired, don't let people discourage you. Okay.
By the way, I want to let them know as well, since we kind of forgot to mention it. Another thing we can actually do now too is check our tanks with the number keys and see how much fuel we have in each tank.
Yep, you can do like right bracket F. That'll give you your fuel in general. Right bracket B is your burn announcement. So basically, it's telling you how much fuel are you burning per hour.
Yep.
Right bracket 1 through, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1 through 7. Because you've got them 1 tanks, 6 and 7 are your, they're for like your A2As, I think.
Yeah.
What do they call them tanks? Tip
Tip
tanks. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, very awesome add-on. Again, thumbs up to you, Jason. I hope you're watching this, man. I really do. Runway guidance mode. Let's talk about that for a minute.
That's
Runway
very
guidance
important.
mode is a very important feature, I guess you call it. Feature.
Yeah.
It's an important feature because if you can stay on heading, you're going to stay on that runway. It
And
helps
you're
you.
gonna have a smoother takeoff.
Yep. The straighter you're going, the better. I am so excited for when my honeycomb comes. I'm
Yeah, I unfortunately
Oh.
haven't been able to take advantage of that feature because I don't have a flight stick yet.
Well, that's going to change here very soon. Very, very soon.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have a flight stick in your hand. It's not going to be like
Boy,
the
there's-
original yoke, but it will be a stick and it will be a throttle.
There's quite a few things coming up for me very, very soon.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. All right, so fuel report. Well, we already talked about that.
Yep.
Fuel flow report. Fuel tank 1, tank 2, tank 3, tank 4, tank 5, tank 6, 7, 8. We don't have 9 tanks. He's got it all the way
No.
up to tank 10, which is 0. Is there anything that has 10 tanks?
I'd say maybe a military aircraft, but I don't know of any civilian models that have.
Well, he
tanks.
might have added them as extras just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're back to save. And I'm going to hit save because I did make a change on this. So let's exit that. And let's go back to talking about what we were talking about. And we'll just put it on this window here. Y'all can see the Team Talk window. Accessibility with the sim is so important to us. And the one thing that I find, and it's not with our BVI pilots, but it's on the internet, on different forums and stuff like that. I see all these people whining and complaining. Well, don't do this, it doesn't do that, can't do this, can't do that. Listen, if you're not able to fly at all, then you don't get the right stuff.
I've not only seen that there, but I've seen it a little bit up here with certain individuals too.
Yeah,
where
well,
they're
yeah,
just-
and I didn't really see, which I'm not always here. Sometimes you're here and I'm not.
Well,
my point.
I'm referring to the
Those
individual.
those of you that say I can't fly at all, I'm correcting you now. I'm going to tell you that you need to go back to the drawing board. The programs are there that will allow you to fly. Talking flight
You
monitor,
absolutely can fly.
prepare,
Tramp,
tramp.
ideal flight.
There's also X Pilot. That's the one that will pretty much do the flight for you with your smaller, like your A2As and stuff.
And the CRJ aircraft.
And the CRJs, which actually I believe you can fly CRJs even through like AA Virtual and stuff. I think, do they accept
You can.
them?
Yeah, I actually flew those quite a bit, actually. With
I
the
need a
virtual.
refresher on the X Pilot. I might have you do that for me.
Okay.
Give me a refresher on how to get everything started. Basically, on a rough rundown on it, Brandon, what are the steps for someone if they are using X Pilot
Okay.
to get started for a new pilot?
So,
Give the order that they would run it. How would they do it?
basically, you would. Okay, so you would. Sorry, I had an email. You would basically load your flight plan first.
And
into it,
prepare,
keep it-
correct?
Yeah, and prepared.
You mean load the flight plan in prepare or into the X Pilot?
You would load it into prepared, and then you would go into FSX Pilot and load it there.
Okay.
And
So
then,
you're loading prepare first,
right.
then you load X Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, what you'll want to do is go to the file menu,
Mm-hmm.
and then you want to go to save as. Well, I might need to do this myself because I haven't used this in a while. But I believe it's, yeah, you go to save flight plan, I believe, and it'll save it as a TXT file.
Right.
So then you will go into the folder where you save the TXT file, open it, and then go to where it says run flight plan. And that's how you do it.
You mean on the text file? Run flight.
You open the text file in FSX Pilot, and then you go to the file menu again, and there will be an option that says run flight plan.
Oh, you're saying you go to the flight plan that you saved through X Pilot. You
Yes.
navigate to it with X Pilot, and then you then go to run. I got you. Okay. So, and guys, what we'll do, Brandon, if you're up for it, the next video we do, maybe next weekend, maybe Brandon can give us a tutorial on that and show you exactly how that's done.
Matter of fact, I can do one either today, tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, because.
Or we could do one later today if you was up for it.
Yeah, we can do it.
I want to give people a video that really can get them up in the air. And this is an easy way to learn. Here's the thing. If you're going to be a new pilot and if you are an advanced learner like me, then I'd say, hey, start with prepare. Start with, what is it you started me out with?
FSX Pilot.
I started with the, that compared to either use that or you use what we use, right?
Tramp.
So, Tramp, you need to be, if you're a brand new, this is what I'm trying to say. If you're a brand new pilot, you've never flown before, and you're not an advanced learner and you kind of need hands-on, do not start with Tramp.
Absolutely not.
There is a lot to learn, and I'm glad that I dove in the way that I did. But Brandon will tell you, and others will tell you, I put in a lot of.
You put in a lot of work.
A lot of work,
You
a
didn't
lot
just-
of note taking. As I'm learning, I'm opening up Notepad. I'm writing down things.
Yep.
I think it's almost a history to say that I did VAT sim as quick as I did it. You know,
That's another thing I want to do. I want to do a tutorial on VATSIM at some point too.
there is pilots that hadn't done VAT sim ever.
I'm kind of embarrassed to say I was one of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. You and Josh.
No, we had been simming since 2017, and him and I had not done VATSIM, and like you kind of jumped the gun, and it kind of embarrasses me as a longtime simmer because of the fact that him and I are longtime simmers, never touched VATSIM until you started. It's like, oh my god, what the hell?
I think that it's just one of them examples to say if you can do it, do it.
Yep.
And it says that some people are advanced and some people aren't. Not that you're not advanced, because I think that we all have a good learning curve.
Well, I will be fair though. I think the reason we didn't touch VATSIM for the longest time is because we had heard so many stories about how they treated blind pilots, and we were just like, no, we don't want to deal with that.
You guys are probably like, well, hell, if Johnny's going to do it, then shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's do it.
Pretty much.
You know?
Pretty much.
I'm like the backbone, you know. Nobody's going to give them crap if I'm around.
No.
No, but I mean, start out simple, guys. If you're not an advanced learner, it's no big deal. Start out simple with FSX Pilot. Yeah. It's a good program. Once you run it, there's not much you got to do.
Yep.
I believe it takes off for you.
It does.
All the way to landing. It does it all.
Rough landing, but landing nonetheless.
But you can do things with it, though. You can actually control it.
Yeah.
And the more that you use it, you're going to want to start getting a little edgy and say, oh, well, let's just slow down a little bit. You know? Mm-hmm. And you can very well do that. I apologize. My dog is super excited in the background, and she's panting away. But, you know, just take your time. Take your time. Have fun with it. But don't sit there and go on forums saying, oh, there's no way I can fly. That's a bunch of BS.
I get tired of reading that all the time.
I get tired of seeing these forums. People complaining time and time again. Stop complaining. Stop whining.
I'll tell you the other ones I get tired of. Oh, flight simming is boring. Well, I don't think it's boring. I think it's fun.
It's education.
It's absolutely education.
There is a lot
every single day
to learn about it. Like literally what I've got coming in is it's kind of like a dashboard of a jet. Mm-hmm. Literally like a dashboard of a jet.
The only thing you're missing is the seat.
That's right. I'm just missing the seat, and you shouldn't have said that because actually I've been looking at seats for a jet, and believe it or not, you can get them for pretty decent prices.
You're gonna have me going to look up jet seats now.
You know, before it's over, my office is going to be a simulator. It's just going to be a giant sim when you walk in. It's just a giant sim.
I'll be making a road trip for that. You can bet on that.
I've actually got ideas. I'm not gonna tell any of it yet, but I do have some ideas. If I do it, it will cost me, but it will be so worth it. It will be so worth it.
Yep.
It's going to cost probably around, I'd say till I'm done, if I count everything I've spent so far with all this, plus the other stuff, maybe into the $5,000-$6,000 area.
No, it's not bad for, you know,
but I've
doing
done
that as a hobby.
Price checks. I've talked to a few people that might be willing to crew up for me and help me put this together. Mm-hmm. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
I'm looking forward to it.
I love flying.
Me too.
A long day of work or a long day of school. I come home and what do, Brandon? I jump into the sim.
You jump into the sim and you fly, and it's a great stress reliever.
You know, when I'm flying and I'm 36,000 feet up in the air, I've left all my worries behind. I've left all my worries on the ground.
That's it.
And you can't fly and be worried about something at the same time.
No.
Because you got to pay attention to everything that's going on. So, that's why flying's so good.
Oh, I enjoy doing it every single day.
You know, and I'm looking at even setting things up to where I've got overhead switches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not going to be like your $100,000 sim that you see at one of the training places, but for me, it's going to be really cool. I don't need
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, guys, that you got to remember. There's one thing that we can bypass that is very expensive to add in.
Yep.
And that is the visuals.
Exactly.
I don't need the visuals. And with the sim, I can bypass the visuals and when recording still give you the visuals while I don't have any.
Yep.
It's kind of wild to think about. But
exactly.
The sim's going to deliver you the visuals, but on my end, I've got a sim that don't have that physical part there because I don't need it. It's like taking away the monitor, only a lot more detail into it.
Exactly.
We'll see. But my point is, stop complaining, people.
Please
if you want to fly and you're not finding how to fly yet, then you're asking the wrong people. You want answers?
You're asking the wrong questions.
You want real answers? You want to fly? You really want to fly? You want to do the sim thing? Then you need to tap on that subscribe button and join us here at BVI Pilots.
Yep.
Because we're going to help you. We're going to help you the first time. If you have a little trouble the second time, we're going to help you. And we're going to encourage you to learn on your own. We're going to encourage you to do things. Because that's what we do here.
Yep.
That's how we roll. We're not here to put anybody out. We're not here to criticize anybody. We're here to help anybody that we can.
Exactly.
So, the next video that you should see will be with Brandon here and me again. And he's going to give us a rundown of FSX Pilot. And maybe, just a short flight, Brandon. Indianapolis to Louisville, or vice versa. Louisville to Indianapolis. KDFW to KIND.
All right.
Wait, I said that wrong. It's not KDFW. It's
I was going to say
KSDF. KSDF. I'm used to doing the DFW. I've been doing some flights there. I got to do a flight over because my sim messed up the other night. So I'm going to be flying from how's that pronounced? LaGuardia. Yeah, LaGuardia to Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I was right there at the airport when my shit messed up on me.
Oh, I know
I was at
feeling.
5,400 feet. Had the flaps worked on. Had the ILS was locked in. And I'll be a son of a simulator if it didn't fucking... Hey, I like that for making up for a bad word. I'll be son of a simulator.
I like it.
You son of a simulator, you can kiss my simulated ass. I'm just playing, people.
Love it.
It's all about having fun. Anyways, check out Brandon. We're going to be doing this. He's going to be hosting the NASA stream tomorrow on his Twitch. You're going to find that at twitch.tv/Armstrong
445.
445. There you go. See, I said I had to correct that, guys, and I did. It's 24. So, twitch.tv/Armstrong, ARMSTRONG 445. And you can check out Launch Out with us and watch it. And really, I think that as an American citizen, you should watch it. You know, it's
And I also want to say,
history.
if anyone is going to tune into that, I will probably more than likely have the chat up and going. So if you want to feel free to chat in with me, feel free.
There you go, guys.
We'll give you a
You
shout.
can even chat. Give you a shout
Yeah.
out. So yeah, check it out tomorrow. And before we leave here, I just want to remind you guys that, you know, doing the sim is a lot of fun. It's an education. It is not a game. Don't come in and treat it as a game, and you'll
Yeah.
be just fine.
Yep.
You either have it in your heart to do it or you don't. If you don't,
Exactly.
then don't waste your time. If you do, you're going to have a lot of fun, especially if you join BVI Pilots, because
Yep.
we're having fun every single day, 24/7, 7 days a week, all the time. Click
Yep.
on that subscribe button and join us here at BVI Pilots. You guys, give us a thumbs up if you will. Also, be sure to click on the setting for your notifications. Set it to always so that you are notified each and every single time that we publish a video here at BVI Pilots. And we do that a lot. A lot. We try to.
Yep.
So, y'all have a good one. We'll see you.